What's going on, you guys? Riley here, and today we are going electric. Today we are reviewing the fastest car I have ever driven, the Tesla Model S PLAID. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first production car to have ever had a 0 to 60 time of under 2 seconds and go over 200 miles per hour. And it's electric. It does all that while making absolutely no noise. Kind of weird. But today we are going to review the PLAID, take it out for a drive, and probably scare myself, and I am super excited. For those who do not know, I actually used to own the Tesla Model 3. I owned one for, I guess it was about 6 months. I never posted a video with it for whatever reason, although I thought I was going to have a video on the Model 3 before having one on the PLAID, but here we are. Let's just start from the top. Now, the Tesla PLAID has a whopping 1,020 horsepower and 1,050 pound-feet of torque. Those numbers are absolutely ridiculous. But like I said, 1.99 seconds, 0 to 60. It has a range of just under 400 miles. It's about 396 miles with a full battery. And this car will also run the quarter mile in the 9-second range. I mean, just absolutely ridiculous numbers. Definitely what Elon Musk was going for when he decided, hey, this is a great idea. Let's make a family sedan that can go 200 miles per hour and do all these ridiculous things. And hey, I'm all for it. I love ridiculous things, and it's ridiculous. Now, under the hood of this microwave, you're gonna find some extra storage, but of course there's no engine up here because it's all electric. Shocking. No pun intended there either. Dang it. I was surprised to see there's a good bit of space. It seems seemingly wasted for storage. I guess it's electric motors and whatnot, but very small storage up here in the front. And moving to the rear, actually a very good size rear trunk. It's more of a hatchback design, so you can fit lots of large objects. I think Tesla advertises the car by you can transport a bicycle in here. So if you need a good family sedan that can do just about everything, have good storage, and take your family to the racetrack very quickly, well, there you go. It kind of does everything. You've also got extra storage underneath. And this is actually deeper and larger than the front trunk storage, so there's that. You also have a extra storage little cubby off to the side. So lots of creative ways to haul your goods very quickly. This car does have the little mobile charger. This is a regular wall outlet plug. I used to have one of these that I plugged into my garage with the 240 volt plug, which would charge things at about 30 to 35 miles of range for every hour of charging. So basically, if you had an empty battery, it was low on charge, you could plug it in, get in the morning, and it was fully charged. Not the case with one of these. This is lucky to get you 3 to 5 miles of range for every hour of charging. So I let it charge for about 26 hours. It went from 20% to 50%. That was 26 hours of charging. Not great. Now, before we get to the questionable front seat, let's go ahead and show off the back seat. And actually, very good amount of space back here. I've sat back here several times. It's actually pretty comfortable. Little shy on headroom, but a good amount of leg room, knee room. You just feel like it's a pretty good space to be. So as a back seat occupant, not too bad. You also have a screen back here for the back seat occupants where they can control their climate control and all their fun stuff that they may need. So good on you, Tesla, for making a usable back seat. And as we move to the front, this is where things get questionable. Hey man, what's that? Apparently this is Tesla's yoke, which is their version of a creative steering wheel, I guess. It definitely gives you the vibe that you're, flying an airplane rather than driving a car, but yeah, there's that. And you may notice there's no buttons anywhere. If you like buttons, this is not the car for you. Your buttons are a couple things on the steering wheel and everything on that center screen, which we'll show shortly. And unlike the Tesla Model 3 and Model Y, you actually have a screen here in front of you as well. So the Tesla 3 and Y, everything's just on the center screen. This one, at least, you get 2 things. But very comfortable interior. We'll talk more about that here in the driving portion, but there is your Tesla Model 3 interior with the full glass roof and some nice vegan leather seats, which apparently clean up very well with baby wipes. The more you know. So just for proof, here I am sitting in the back seat. Nice and comfy. Got a little bit of headroom. It's not the best, but it works. And legroom, actually pretty plentiful. You can see I can put my whole hand there. The screen down here is actually pretty darn cool. You've got Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, Twitch, so all kinds of things. And you can also control the climate. We do not want it on high, that's extreme. I'm gonna need y'all to calm down. You've also got the heated seats back here for all 3 sections, and you can also apparently control the music. So pretty darn cool that is here, but again, back seats, pretty darn comfortable. Not a bad place to be. Hey, someone's at my house. Now, moving on to the front, this is where the fun begins, and this is where questionable decisions are made. Here we are, inside the Tesla. Let me move it around where you don't have the sun glare. Now, in order to move it around, there is no gear shifter. So what you do, if I want to go forward, you say Elon, forward, and then you just start driving. Right off the bat, as I'm turning this car around, the yoke, it's weird. It's very weird. It's not too bad when you're actually driving out on the road, but I mean, just look at that thing. When you're at a parking lot or just low speeds, it's weird. It's very strange. So this is your view inside the Tesla Model S. Pretty good space to be. Got a lot of great visibility here. In terms of features, everything is technology. There's no actual buttons except for, I guess a couple features would be these right here are wireless phone chargers, but good amount of storage. You've got a complete cluster of, well, how do you do this? Okay, so you can move that way, that way. So yeah, very interesting storage configuration here. I think you can, yep, ta-da. I have a fun and quick story for you. Right before filming this, I went to the car wash to, of course, make it look a little bit more presentable. I set my credit card right here and decided to, continue paying for my car wash. Well, the credit card somehow found a way to slide underneath this gap and it disappeared. And I panicked for about 10 minutes trying to get a credit card out from underneath this, which obviously that's not going anywhere, so that didn't work out. So what did I do to get my credit card back, you ask? Or did it disappear forever? Well, I floored it and the credit card came flying back out at me. There you go, G-forces and inertia. Gotta love it, but yeah, don't put anything here that could slide underneath. It will be gone forever unless maybe you can floor it and get it out. Now we'll quickly talk about the screen here. So what you can do with this screen is, well, literally everything. So you've got a map, you've got all of your car information, you can open the front trunk, rear trunk, the door locks, you can adjust the suspension. So the suspension in this car is an air ride suspension. You've got all of your acceleration modes. So you have chill if you want to go slowly, sport if you want to go pretty quick. And then you have plaid, which is the ridiculous mode. So we will leave it in that. We're also going to put it in drag strip mode to calculate the peak performance. It's going to go ahead and start, I guess, getting the battery and motors, electric motors, everything's all conditioned to doing some peak performance driving. You can also control your steering and really a bunch of other stuff. They have a track mode in here, which you can adjust the stability and traction control. Charging, like I mentioned earlier, very slow if you try to do it with a regular wall plug, but of course Tesla does have pretty much the best supercharging network if you plug it into a 240 volt plug at your house. Also a great way to do it. That's what I did with my Model 3. Again, never had any issues. It was awesome. But just everything that you can think of is built in to this thing. The screen has quite literally everything. Hey, look at that, drag strip, peak performance ready. That's what we like to see. So let's go ahead and take out the Tesla Model S Plaid for a spin, and let's go, well, probably scare myself. So I mentioned earlier that I owned a Tesla before. I had the Tesla Model 3 long range, and then I purchased the acceleration boost to go with that car. It did 0 to 60 in about 3.7 seconds, very quick, but I only had it for about 6 months, never really posted any content with it, and you might be asking why, and it's, honestly, I just wasn't a huge fan of some of the things with the car. Some things I loved, some things were absolutely awesome. Like, for example, you don't need a key. You just have your phone, you walk up to the car, and boom, it just connects to your phone. You drive off. What I didn't like about that car primarily is that the ride was very stiff, it was really bumpy, and also that car had a ton of road noise. So I spent a lot of time on my commute on the highway going 70 miles per hour, and it was just very noisy. So just wasn't a huge fan of a couple things with it. Ended up selling it, getting something different. So I'm coming into this review with having some knowledge about owning a Tesla. I just have never driven a car that does 0 to 60 under 2 seconds. I would think most of you are probably in that same boat. They don't come around very often. And by often I mean, well, this is one of two cars that does it. You have the Tesla Model S Plaid, you have the Lucid Air Sapphire, another crazy electric car with 1,200 horsepower. So right off the bat, when driving the Plaid, two of my complaints with the Model 3 are immediately fixed. This one's actually quiet, not a lot of road noise. It's like a regular, luxury car. They do a really good job of insulation. Also, it has a great ride. It has the air suspension, so it just kind of glides down the road. It's very comfortable. Two of my biggest complaints with the other Tesla, immediately fixed. So yeah, really comfortable place to be. Got no complaints. I can see yourself doing a long road trip and being totally fine. Again, it's a silent car. That takes some getting used to, between the silence and between this strange steering wheel that has all of the controls and buttons on the steering wheel. For example, your turn signals, your horn. Your horn's not just your horn's not going off, but if you do this, that's... Sorry, neighbors. Again, just weird. Windshield wipers, cruise control, your headlights. It's all on your cut-off steering wheel. But just cruising on this little corner here, it handles really good. It's a very heavy car. Obviously, it's electric. Oh no, there's a train. Well, we'll just have to get out of this person's way very quickly, shall we? Ow, that kind of hurts. Oh, that's totally unnecessary. It's been a long time since I've driven a car that makes me laugh that hard. Oh wow, that's different. So that was getting on the gas for a couple seconds and then wow. All right, so that's fun. The great thing about electric cars is all of your power is immediately delivered, so there's no hesitation. Also, what's nice about the Plaid is that it's all-wheel drive, so you hook up immediately, you have all your power, you have all your traction, and you just go. It's like a roller coaster. If you've been to Disney World and done the rock and roller coaster, that's what it feels like. That initial start is like, okay, I'm just gonna hang on and hope for the best here. All right, well, I'm intimidated to say the least here. So peak performance drag strip mode is ready. We're gonna point it straight and go really freaking fast, really quick. Here we go. And off. Wow. Holy moly. That's better than a lot of things. Wow. There's a cup of coffee for you in the morning. Holy crap. That's such a weird experience because you don't hear any noise and you're going so fast, so quickly. Wow. All right, here we go. Absolutely freaking ridiculous. I've never felt anything like that. I mean, it's faster than roller coasters that I've been on where you think, oh my God, that's crazy. No, this is crazy. And this is a car that's street legal that you can drive around on the road. I mean, oh wow, that's cool. Now I get there's a lot of people out there that do not like Tesla. They do not like Elon Musk. They do not like electric cars. Put all that to the side. Drive one of these suckers, you'll just laugh and forget all about it. It's nuts. Would I buy one? I don't know. It's still a lot of money. So starting price, if you want to buy one of these new right now, is about $115,000. This particular car has about 8,000 miles on it, and it's for sale for like $99,000. So for under 100 grand, you can get all this crazy performance. It's not a bad bargain when you look compared to anything else out on the road. While I'm driving down the road, if any supercar, hypercar, anything crazy pulls up next to me, I have no doubt that I will beat them. And that's just a weird feeling. You can see anything and be like, I'm faster, I'm faster, I'm faster. For under 100 grand, that's impressive. If what you're going for is performance, well, this has plenty of it. Now for my completely unscientific research, let's say you're driving down the road going very slowly and you sneeze, something. Your foot presses the gas pedal down rapidly for 1 second while doing 20 miles per hour. Achoo! That was so dumb. You go from 0 to 45 miles, or from 20 to 45 miles per hour, like that. That was 45 miles per hour, and that's doing that with the gas pedal. Do that in your car and tell me what miles per hour you end up at going from 20 miles per hour. Nuts. So overall, what does RP think about the Tesla Model S Plaid? Well, he really likes it. He's been having a lot of fun. Cars that you can drive that make you smile and laugh and giggle like a little kid are rare these days, and this does it a lot. So for that reason, it's got to be a good car. But in all seriousness, I'm fascinated with this car, where technology has taken us. I remember watching a YouTube video right when these cars came out a couple years ago of a guy, I think he was in California. He floors it and he's at an intersection. Well, before he's underneath the stoplights, he's already doing 60 miles per hour before he crosses the other end of the intersection. And I was like, wow, that's cool. Now I've got to experience it myself, and yeah, it's cool. It's like the closest thing you can get to a teleportation device. I mean, if you're in traffic and you see a gap, you just grab onto your little fighter jet wheel and just zoom wherever you need to go. It's such a different experience, but yeah, I think it's pretty much ruined every fast car in the world for me. I mean, nothing will ever compete. Granted, it doesn't have the same experience of, you know, rowing your own gears in a 6-speed manual Corvette or something like that. It doesn't have the same sounds as a Lamborghini or Ferrari. It's missing some things, but if all you care about is going fast, it has a lot of that. So overall, I really enjoyed my experience here in the Tesla Model S Plaid. I mean, how can you not? Really cool car. It does some things kind of quirky, but overall, really, really cool car. I've had a blast. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you're interested in purchasing this Tesla Model S Plaid, it is currently for sale where I work at Parkway Chevrolet in Tomball, Texas. Would love to sell it to you. I guarantee it'll put many smiles on your face and many of your friends and families and anybody else that is an unsuspecting passenger that thinks they're going for a ride in a nice, calm electric car is in for a real surprise. Thank you guys for watching the video. We'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.